Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and welcome back to another movie review. And for this one, we're doing one like an anniversary movie review. Well, this one goes back 10 years, so for the year 2007. And so yeah, but 10 years later, this film is still not great at all. Yeah, but gave it a rewatch. I'm still not too fond of the movie. I've seen better killer creature films. Let alone I've seen better killer crocodile films. And one particular I talk about that came out originally enough. It came out in January. Didn't barely make any money. Which this one I can say doesn't deserve to make that much money. So I can make an exception on one part. So this for what film I'm referring to is now 10 years later, 10th anniversary. But it's a rant though. It's a film I just don't care for. Primeval. And now this I've seen much better. But Primeval is. Now I remember back around that time into well, it was like, well, probably late 2006 because this came out January 2007 when I first saw the trailers and the poster. But man, the trailer says probably the most prolific serial killer in history. That it's a serial killer, and the poster shows a whole bunch of bones. And the trailer didn't show much of a crocodile. It shows something was happening. Like all these people are dying but I guess it was kind of like a bit false advertising because they were really promoting on this was a really serial killer. But the trailer said he is real, but he is not human. So the non-human part brings us to this. It's a crocodile. And it says, inspired the true story about the most bloodthirsty crocodile ever. And which this crocodile is in Africa, and this is based on the crocodile Gustav. Which Gustav was a real crocodile in Africa. They say that it's like I said in the trailer, like killed over 300 people and stuff like that. So there is still some truth about what this film was inspired from. So, and for the film, and especially for the cast, you have stars Dominic Purcell, which he's probably famous for starring in the TV show Prison Break, which that's a show that my brother likes, not my interest though, but he likes that show. And Dominic Purcell also starred in the third Blade film, Blade Trinity, played Dracula, which the film sucks, but my brother likes it as well. Orlando stars also Orlando Jones, who's like Dominic Purcell. He's this reporter, and Orlando Jones is his cameraman. Brooke Langton, she's this animal reporter, I guess. And also among others supporting ones, you have Jurgen Prochnow, who is the bad guy in Beverly Hills Cop 2. Of course, he starred in Uwe Boll's House of the Dead. He was also in John Carpenter's In the Mouth of Madness as Sutter Kane. Oh yeah, he was also in Air Force One. He was the Russian the General Radek, the Gary Oldman wants to get out of prison. The reason why he was holding up the plane. So yeah, Jurgen Prochnow is in this. He's this hunter, and there's other ones. The rest of the cast is, I don't know who the rest is. So, but there's your cat. There's your principal cast, and the director is this guy by the name of Michael Katleman. He didn't do much. He didn't go on to do much. He directed some TV shows, episodes of some stuff, and then this is the only film he's directed. So didn't say much. And in Orlando Jones, I remember mostly from the sci-fi comedy Evolution with David Duchovny and Julianne Moore, and I like Evolution. Probably not everybody's cup of tea though, but I like Evolution, and I liked him in that. I don't know what much about Brooke Langton though, but the film came out. It was poor received by critics. It only made $15 million in the box office because it was released in January. That's why. So like a 19% of Rotten Tomatoes and a 4.7 on IMDb. And the main thing with this film is it's just boring. It's just a boring snooze fest. I mean, there's a couple of things I liked that with the crocodile, even though the crocodile was CG though. With stuff that happened with the crocodile, I liked, because there's another problem with the film, because during this time, I guess during in Africa, that there's this civil war that's going on, and like a genocide type of thing, and that's where it's mostly it's hammering on. It's like it's trying to focus on being a kind of a civil war type of film, but at the same time, oh, we forgot this is about killer crocodile. We gotta have this in there. So, but the whole story is like how when it opens up, it's in Africa. They found this crew. They find all these dead bodies, and this woman who finds another mass grave. She sticks a shovel in the ground, but then it starts shaking. And of course, it's a Gustav, but but you don't fully see if it's the crocodile yet. And it takes the woman, a bunch of mud and dirt flying around, and drags her to the water. A whole bunch of shaky cam, because it's like really like this. And the guy that was with her starts shooting, and some more army guys start coming in. They start shooting in the water, and then just drags the rest of the body off, and then opens the credits to show us both these newspaper clippings about, oh, the serial killer strikes again, and Gustav is still out there, and claims another victim, and this and that. So, in America, Dominic Purcell is his reporter. His boss wants him to get a crew together and go to Africa to get the story about this crocodile. That's basically it. And well, along with this crew involves this hunter, which is played by Jurgen Prochnow, and this guy played by Gideon Emery. He's a guy. When you see him when he's on TV, he's this crocodile expert. He's kind of like he's kind of like the crocodile hunter, Steve Irwin, in a way. Because you see him on TV, he's like explains stuff. Like he's kind of like that. He's like this expert. So, and there's also in Africa there's this kid by the name of Jojo. Kind of knows some things about the area and whatever, and they're also was part during this Civil War. There's this battle, but there's this like a guy by the name of Little Gustav. He's he's probably the lead bad guy in this. He's our lead bad guy, but he's like his people and stuff like that are causing like the rest of this war, I guess. I mean, I'm not saying this interested because the whole Civil War thing I just did not care for. I just want to. It's about a killer crocodile, but half the movie is focused on these human bad guys of this part of this war, and you don't want to put that in when you're watching a film about a killer crocodile. when they advertise as most prolific serial killer, but you don't add in all this other basically political stuff that's happening down there with these people. It's a killer crocodile. It's just what it's supposed to be focusing on. So they get there. They're going by boat. Then they get to this part of the land, and they set up this special cage to capture the crocodile. And just there's this whole bunch, just boring with the chatting with the characters. I mean, Orlando Jones, I thought he was pretty funny, because he was talking to some of the characters, he's making some funny jokes and all that, and I thought he was pretty funny, and I liked him in that. And Dominic Purcell, I'm not the biggest fan of him, because, well, my brother, he likes him in Prison Break, and he likes him in Blade Trinity. I'm not the biggest fan of him, but here I think he was okay at best. So they set up this trap, but they also one part they go visit the shaman, and some explains just blowing some stuff, and all this is I'm just watching this. It's like, okay, when is the crocodile gonna come? I'm just waiting for the moment for it to come, so to give me something to watch. But they see when it's nighttime, it's raining. They see the crocodile, but because they have an animal inside the cage to lure him in. But the crocodile is wise. It backs off, but the crocodile expert shoots him, puts a tracker on it. But one thing leads to another. That Orlando Jones, he wants to go. He says he didn't catch it. He wants to film some other things, but he's by himself, and he sees a vehicle, and he gets down, and he sees these guys that work for little Gustav. Takes the shaman and his family there, and he's filming this, and they kill them, and he gets back to them. But they're still trying to capture the crocodile at the same time. Like Jojo, he gets in the cage, try to lure it in, but he gets himself locked in, and the crocodile, he gets him. It's CG crocodile, but the whole thing, the old idea is that it's knocking around the cage with him inside of it. It's flipping around. You see it get on top of the cage and rolling it over. Okay, you get some decent shots of the crocodile messing with the guy in the cage. But the whole plan is messed up, is screwed, and one soldier who he's working for Luke Gustav is trying to attempt to rape Brooke Langton, but the crocodile sneaks in the tent and kills that guy. And since the place is destroyed, Jurgen Prochnow, he gets shot right down here by another soldier who also works for Luke Gustav. And he was about to get rid of them, but Jojo saves them and shoots that guy. And they get onto this thing, it's like this hut that's on the water. The crocodile comes in and starts messing with them. Gets breaks this pathway, this wooden pathway, and starts knocking. Well, there's one thing that I think is dumb is that before he fully showed up, they said the tracker starts beeping right, and he's close by. They just start Dominic Purcell and Jojo. They just start shooting their guns in the water. They're shooting at nothing. Why don't you just wait for it to pop up, then shoot it? Right now you're just shooting at nothing, and now Dominic Purcell is not at ammo. maybe you shouldn't start shooting. Maybe you shouldn't shoot at nothing instead of until he pops up, and then he gave a good shot at it. But the crocodile, you know, attacks them. You know, it's like he's rocking the house, and it starts eating the one things that the poles that hold the house up. Well, it's not a house; it's more of a hut. And Jurgen Prochnow says, you know, he's not gonna make it, so he has a grenade. But just when he's about to throw the grenade, Gustav grabs him, and this is where you get the scene where he tosses him right there. Tosses him. The grenade goes off. Boom. What do you think they got it? But Gustav shows he comes up out of the water and shows that he has him. Just rips him apart. And then it's the next morning. They're still waiting on the thing, whatever's left of the hut. And Orlando Jones, he makes some funny lines that makes, you know, Dominic Purcell laugh, and he's referring to this one guy. He's like, you know who this guy? I forget what guy they're mentioning, and he's like, he's gay, and Dominic Purcell's laughing. Orlando Jones, he was a funny guy. I liked him. But they decide to make make a run for it. So they're slowly going through the water until they get on the land, and they see a helicopter, but they see the car approach from earlier. They get down, but the crocodile guy, he still keeps running. And he gets hit by the car, and one of the bad guys shoots him. And they get caught, and they start running. They start getting shot at, and Orlando Jones gets separated from the others, and Jojo's running. He gets shot, and they drive the truck into the water, and sends one guy flying, and he slams right into a tree trunk, kills that guy. But then Dominic Purcell gets to fight with this big guy, and it's just so there's no like barely any fisticuffs or anything. It's just, you know, a bunch of holding each other and trying to drown one another or whatever, until Brooke Langton gets the gun and shoots the guy point blank range in the head. But with Orlando Jones, he's by himself. But then he sees the crocodile, and he takes off. He starts running. But then the Gustav gets caught in this tree, and he's like ha, 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 ha. He's like laughing. He's like, punk bitch, and then gives it the middle finger. Gives it the middle finger. I like that, where he just, you know, gives the crocodile middle finger. I just like that. And he leaves his camera behind, still filming, and he starts running to the grass area, and it's still chasing after him. And then it shows him in slow mo running, and then it cuts away to white. So, okay, and I was like, all right, but of course they had they didn't put that in there. I think they showed him that originally they were to show him really get killed, but I guess it was too vicious. I guess that's why they had to cut it. As well, I'm sure I got that right, because I think that was the case. But I was like, he showed some other people get killed in vicious fashions, though. But I guess his death was much worse. I guess that's why they cut it out. But then going back with now it's Dominic Purcell, Brooke Langton, the guy Jojo. A car approaches, and it's one guy which turns out to be little Gustav himself, and he wants he wants the computer that has the video of them, even though the film with the camera, but I guess they put on the computer, and he wants that. So Dominic Purcell said, "We'll use this tracker to lead right to it." and it's nighttime. It's raining, so they take the boat, and Dominic Purcell, one of the soldier, gets there because they're getting closer, and this is where Dominic Purcell finds Orlando Jones' dead body. So he gets killed. So he was killed off screen. He gets the computer, and as they're making their way back, they get the end of the fight. They kill one soldier. Brooklyn throws his stuff on Luke Gustav, and then Gustav comes in, looks at Don Purcell and Brooke Langton, then looks at Luke Gustav, and because the stuff that she threw on him, he's smelling, and goes after him. And I thought that was kind of a little bit. I will say it's a CG death though, but the idea of it is that he got brutally gruesome, torn apart. He's like, you hear a lot of crunching and bone crunching, and then you see for a little moment, it's like right here where his head is right there, a little bit hanging out of the mouth, and all of a sudden, just his head explodes like it just pops off like a dandelion, basically. It was like, ooh. But then they both get into the car. They get in the car, and then the crocodile comes in. He rams it with the car, but it's about to turn around. The car's stuck, and the crocodile comes through behind the car, sticks itself in there, and Dominic Purcell, he gets like a machete and starts stabbing it in the mouth. And then they drive away, and Gustav is there just roaring, and shows that they're going back to America. They're watching the footage of Orlando Jones, for memories, and JoJo's with his dog that's the Brooklyn has saved from earlier. And then it shows back to Africa. It shows there's text here saying the war ended after 12 years. There's been a ceasefire. But, on the other hand, Gustav is still alive and roaming the rivers. Because it shows that there's two guys on a boat, and one guy fell off, but one guy sees there's a pool of blood. And then, just when it just knocks like off the boat, it cuts away to black. Oh, I forgot another thing. Oh, because, like, shortly after they arrived, you get a quick little scene where a girl is swimming to her doll, and all of a sudden the crocodile comes up and gets that girl. So, but I was like, okay, it kills a little girl, okay. But Primeval, I think it's best when they left out all the political war, whatever, out of it. It's been a straight up just focus on them trying to capture this crocodile. I think would have been better. If they want to do focus on that though, one just did their own movie on that though, but they had to fit it in somewhere. But there's not much crocodile action. Even if it does, some bits with the crocodile I think was pretty decent. Yeah, even though crocodile was CG though, but some of the deaths I liked. Well, the one death I think I really did like was Luke Gustav's death. He just gets bone crunched and his head just explodes. So, I mean, Dominic Purcell, he's okay at best, but he's not the best actor to me, though. But my brother likes him. But to me, he's okay at best. Orlando Jones, I did like. I think he was like the best character in the film for me because I thought he was pretty funny. He said a lot of funny lines of dialogue, and he was like bonding a little bit with JoJo. He says, he wants to take it back to America with him. So he was a likable character, and his death was awkward because last time was shown him running in slow mo, then it cuts to white, and then by the next time they see him, he's dead. So, overall the film was just boring. It was just too slow. It was just focused. It was them just focusing more on the Civil War, more on the killer on being a killer crocodile. That's the main problem. It was just boring. I think because it was because of they're doing this whole half the film's like Civil War type of thing they're doing going on in this film. It makes the film boring to me at least. I just want to get more in this crocodile, just killing people. I mean, I wish the crocodile would kill some more of the bad guys, for the good guys to escape. Like Dominic Purcell was fighting that one guy. I mean, why couldn't the crocodile just show up and just kill that guy, and get some more body count? So I don't know what I'm gonna say. For features, there's a pun, crockumentary, but documentary bringing Gustav to life, deleted scenes, and there's a commentary with the director and the visual effects supervisor. I've seen better monster films and especially better crocodile films. Especially the best one for me, which I reviewed, Rogue. Rogue, to me, is the best crocodile film, and it's a much better one, better casting, and a much better looking crocodile. And much better location, because I think of the location I like where it takes place in Australia. And like surprisingly, Sam Worthington was in that, because I was like, oh wow, I forgot Sam Worthington. He was in that movie. I like Rogue a lot more. To me, I like it better than from that guy who directed Wolf Creek, and also wish that same guy directed The Darkness, one that released last year with Kevin Bacon. Rogue is still a much better film from that guy. Much better crocodile film than this. There was more crocodile in that film than in this film. Even Lake Placid I enjoy. Some good practical stuff with the crocodile by Stan Winston. Better casting like Bill Pullman, Oliver Platt, Bridget Fonda, Brendan Gleeson. Even has some good sense of humor in the film. But it still has some good gore where the guy gets bitten in half or the deputy got his head bitten off. But they also used elements of CG for the crocodile as well. But Rogue, Lake Placid. I still don't care for the Lake Placid sequels. I don't think that film never needed sequels. But I haven't seen some of the other ones like Blackwater or I think there was another one called Blood Surf, or Crocodile, the one that Toby Hooper directed in the sequel, Death Swamp. Those are not that great either. This is not too many. To me, the best crocodile films is Rogue and Lake Placid. Even Alligator, which is a different, so there's the similarities between Alligator and Crocodile, but even Alligator, which the poster is up there, I love Alligator. That's a great 80s killer. I'm not saying killer crocodile, but killer alligator. There's a difference, because alligators have a much shorter snout than a crocodile has, a much longer one. But I love Alligator. That's a great 80s creature feature film. I love Alligator. So yeah, I will probably say Lake Placid, Rogue, and Alligator. Alligator 2: The Mutation is not much either. But I've seen worse. I've seen worse films than this though, but it's just boring. That's the main problem. It's just boring. So yeah, the cast, Orlando Jones was my favorite character of it. He was funny. The rest of the cast, they were so. I think they just could leave out the whole political Civil War and make focus more of them trying to capture the crocodile. But yeah, that's my thoughts on I was supposed to say Rogue, but Primeval. It's boring. That's the word, boring. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned on the next movie review. Later.